Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome to another movies that I streamed or watched in the movie theaters month. Theatrical releases. This one is a Netflix movie that I streamed earlier today. It's not good. No, this is a 2021 movie from Netflix that came out back in January. It's an American science fiction action movie, but I use those terms loosely because there's barely any of that. And that is Netflix's original film, supposedly Outside the Wire. And this was a big disappointment. I was not. I was looking forward to this because this is Anthony Mackie's first film role outside of the MCU in a while, and yeah, this did not deliver. This is basically if you took Universal Soldier and neutered it and put a bunch of bad effects and made it even longer, and put two dark skinned guys in it instead of two white guys. That's basically what this is, and this is just dull. I wish I could have given this movie more credit, but even the action in this movie is dull as molasses. It's directed by Mikael Hastrom. Is he Swedish or German or yeah, Swedish? I never heard of him. I've never heard of any of his movies. Oh, he directed The Right, which was some shitty Anthony Hopkins movie. He also directed Escape Plan with Arnold and Sly, but that was not uh, good either. So yeah, this guy can hold a camera. I can see his film. I can see the action. It's dull. The movie's so muted and so boring, and there's no humor in this movie. I know it's not a comedy, but man, it's just a lack of humor. Just took me right out of the film. It's an hour and 45 minutes. On Wikipedia says 115 minutes, but the last 10 minutes are in credits, so it's shorter than what it says. Uh, Here's the premise. Tell me if this sounds familiar. Anthony Mackie also produced the film. Yeah, he should have done something better. As an android officer who works with a drone pilot to stop a global catastrophe, and yet he turns on him. Of course he does, because this is Universal Soldier. Same thing happened with Dolph, that he turns on Van Damme in halfway through the movie, and they fight at the end. Here, it's just done worse, and it's unoriginal, uninspired, and the action is so nonsensical. The casting's not good either, but you already knew that if you saw my review of Black Widow. Mackie is fine, his acting's fine, but he's like just an asshole. The whole movie, he's just yelling and being dead serious. Doesn't crack one joke, so he's a one note character. Damson Idris, or I call him the Diet Idris Elba, and Daniel Kaluuya. Yeah, he's awful. He's not good. He tries to sound like Shamik Moore from Into the Spider Verse, and he ain't no Shamik Moore. He's a British actor, so you know my feelings about that. I already said enough about that. Then you have Emily Beecham as Sophia. She's a nothing role of another British chick that's thrown in the movie because reasons. Because again, Hollywood's boner for the freaking people of the UK, like they always do. But no, it didn't work here. She's barely in it. Michael Kelly as Colonel Eckhart. I forgot who he was. You have Pilo Asbiek as Victor Koval. You have some Asian girl as a corporal, Mandy Bale. She's in two scenes in the movie, in the beginning of the film and at the very end. And this movie has so many F bombs for no reason except you get it. It's a mature movie, not for PG-13. Let's say the F word in every scene in the movie, and it feels so forced. It feels like a Rob Zombie movie with the dialogue. It really does. Netflix reported that the film was watched by 66 million households in its first quarter. Well, I didn't see it until today because I knew it was going to be bad. Um, Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 36%, which it deserves lower than that. I think it deserves like a 25%. The website's critic consensus said a serviceable sci-fi diversion. Outside the Wire packs enough action to keep viewers watching, even if they're unlikely to remember much later. Oh, I don't remember a thing. I just remember Anthony Mackie shooting people, and the same thing with this other guy shooting people, and war, and some horrible effects, like the way Anthony Mackie's android body looks. It looks very cheap and shitty looking, and it's bad CGI. There's bad CGI blood that does not look good. If this is not a video game, don't put CGI blood. It looks terrible in any movie. Horror, sci-fi, action, thrillers, it just looks like shit. IndieWire gave it a grade of a C and wrote that the results of the screenwriter's efforts is a high concept slab of Netflix movie of the week sci-fi that wrestles with some big questions about the future of modern warfare via consent that borders dangerously close to Chappie. Yeah, Chappie and Elysium. If you've seen both of those movies, those are better. They're flawed, but they're still better than this. I saw Elysium, and while the editing sucked, at least Matt Damon was more invested. He wasn't just an asshole, soldier trying to kill people. And the film is it's mean spirited, it's racist. There's a lot of like hate crimes in the movie, and I'm like, yeah, I wish the movie was better, but it wasn't. And it's so forgettable. I'll forget about this by tomorrow. That's why I had to do the review now because it's one of the most forgettable movies of 2021. Easily one of my worst of the year, without question. And it's if you've seen Universal Soldier, you've seen this movie before and done better. And you've seen better effects in those movies. Universal Soldier didn't have horrendous CGI like this, and that was almost 30 years ago. It's just the film is just very, very dull. And if you missed it, I don't blame you. Damson Idris ain't no Idris Elba. He ain't no Shamik Moore. He's just token dark skinned guy number 35 that we need because apparently they think it can fool me saying, hey, he's black enough, let's put him in the movie. No, he's a British guy. He sounds like a pre-Yankee, and he's drunk. So no thanks. I never saw Snowfall, so I don't care about this actor. And Anthony Mackie's done better. Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That's a better performance from him. It's an MCU thing done right without god awful zombie so called super spies. But anyway, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen, but it's a bad Netflix movie, and I'm glad I got it over with. I only got two more bad movies to get through, and that's it for 2021. No more bad movies to talk about. But it's still a bad movie. If you didn't see it, skip it. It's a skippable movie. Go watch Universal Soldier from 1992. That is a much better movie. It's shorter, it's more fun, it has no CGI, it's got a better pacing, it's not mean spirited, it's not racist, and it's not forgettable like this movie is. So, thanks guys for watching this short review of Outside the Wire. Good things about it, like I said, it wasn't 2 hours, and some of the visuals for like the robots look okay, but other than that, the movie's dull. Don't waste your time. It is an hour and 45 minutes you'll never get back. But hey, I bit the bullet and just had to go for it. But it sucked, so I never have to watch it again. Thank you for watching, guys. Take care, and I'll see you in the next review.